In this video, I want to just walk through our online course to orient all of us. So all of our class is going to take place online with some optional in-person time for lab on campus. So we're primarily going to have to use our online tools, our Canvas page for the class. So if you log into Canvas, you should have a dashboard with all your classes for the quarter. Ours is going to have a little GIF of like something being filtered that's fluorescent. If you click on our class, it should take you to a homepage that looks a little bit like this. Um, our I organized this with the intention that you would navigate through the course using the homepage primarily. At the very top, there'll always be one or three announcements, the most recent ones. If you want to look for something older, you can always use the navigation bar here on the left to get to just the announcements. Canvas is going to have the kind of larger Canvas things on the far left. You can get to things like your inbox to message me, or jump around to your other classes or check out your calendar. And then the course will have navigation links next to that. Again, you'll primarily use home, but you can get to just a list of the announcements or the assignments, which you can group in different ways. You can take a look at your grades, connect with other people in the class, things like that. Then you'll work through a series of modules during the quarter. And what you're working on right now is the Start Here module, right? So at the very top, you see Start Here, class introduction. These may reorganize throughout the quarter to put a unit's material up higher on the page, so there's just less scrolling in your life. So if you don't see something in the right position the way it was yesterday, just keep scrolling, just keep scrolling down the page. So we have a few things at the beginning of the week that are going to kind of be a different pattern than what you have the rest of the quarter. You have the Start Here module and the week 1 introductory assignments that you're going to work through this week that explain how the class will work. I'll always have this references and resources module as well available to students, and this will be either at the top or at the end of the list of modules. And this is going to be the place that you go if you ever have a question. It's going to have everything from the links to join an online class meeting, how to get in touch with a tutor, what to do to come to campus, how to discuss things with your classmates, lab resources for completing lab assignments, writing resources for writing like a scientist, just study resources for getting through chemistry, link to our textbook, a comparison of our textbook to others, review notes from last quarter, even a periodic table. So this is going to be hopefully very helpful. So if you have a question, jump there. But then each week will have a module associated with it. Now, if you fall behind or want to get ahead, you might be working in modules that don't correspond to that week, and they should all be available within the first week or two of the quarter. So you can do that. You can work ahead, or you can fall a little bit behind and then catch up. And each of these chapter modules for a week will have the same pattern. The class is broken up into 3 units. And so each unit is going to have 2 chapters worth of material. And we'll go through 1 chapter per week. And then we'll have a 3rd week for playing catch up and then doing assignments that are kind of bridging the 2 chapters, a case study and a problem set. And so for week 4, you might see something that's just assignments that are related to chapters 10 and 11, but not a new chapter's worth of content. So let's look at one of these chapter modules. They'll always start with an overview. Like, here are the main concepts that I want you to understand from the chapter, the learning objectives, and the tasks that you need to do to get through this content. It's usually going to be reading the chapter, listening to the lectures, participating in a group activity, working on practice problems for homework, and then completing a lab assignment. Following that overview, I'll have a list of all those assignments, like everything that you need to do, those tasks in your module, and they'll all be listed relatively in the order I think they should be done, but and so these will all be here for you to click easily. Now, if you want to look at all of the assignments for the class, you just come over to this navigation bar on the left and click assignments, and then you can categorize them in different ways by either due date or by grouping. And so you can like look at all of the lab assignments or all of the homework assignments or all of the problem sets, things like that. So following the assignments for each module, then I'll have the lecture videos. And these are going to be broken up into videos that are anywhere from 3 to 20 minutes in length. And the idea is that each video is going to tackle one concept. And so that way, if you need to come back and review these again later, or you're working on a homework problem and you're like, I really need a review of London dispersion forces, you can come here and just watch a short video on London dispersion forces rather than try to find it in a 2-hour lecture. So hopefully that makes these easier, but the consequence of it is that it makes it long. So like you just have to keep scrolling to get through all these lecture videos. It looks like a lot of them, and it is. It'll usually be like 2 to 4 hours of lecture a week that you're going to need to learn. There's practice problems embedded in here too, like a practice problem for the enthalpy of vaporization, like a problem about that. So hopefully these are helpful. Following these are going to then be links that I think are useful. This is me trying to kind of filter the internet or YouTube for you for videos that I think are at about the right level of depth for what we are going to be. Wow, there's an owl outside my window. That's so cool. Anyway, the right level of depth for the content we're covering. And so a lot of these are going to be Crash Course or Khan Academy. I like Tyler DeWitt, Bozeman Science, Organic Chemistry Tutor, things like that. If you find a video that is really helpful that's not in my list, send it to me so I can add it and other people can use it. So these are always going to be here at the end of each module. Now, if clicking through Canvas is your least favorite thing, you can access all of these lectures in a different format. You can also do my YouTube channel. So they're all there as well. And so my YouTube channel is Dr. Pickle in Chemistry, and it's got everything that I teach. And so you kind of have to find the stuff that you're looking for. I think it's easiest to jump over to playlists. And then it's my playlists are all for a class and for a chapter of the textbook. So for Chemistry 162, Chapter 10 lectures, I can find those right here. There's the full playlist. And I have all of them ready to go, including some demos that I have as part of the lectures. And so I can click play all, sit back, relax, and just watch them all at once if you're the type of person that wants to just like sit down with a bowl of popcorn for a couple hours and like absorb some chemistry all at once. Also, students who have long commutes have put these on as something to listen to in the car. So you've got the YouTube channel to work through. You also have these in the Canvas module. All of my lecture videos were made for you. They are not other people's videos. They're mine. They're my lecture notes. And so they are going to probably be the best resource for getting through things like the problem sets. The homework questions are going to track with our textbook using an online homework management system that's called Chem 101. It's right here. It looks like this. This isn't our class. This is a class from the fall, so I can show you what it looks like. I'm still compiling ours. Chem 101 is like a lot of these online homework management systems. It's going to give you practice problems that are different from the ones at the end of the chapter from your book, so you can use those for practice too. But they'll be kind of on the similar level. This one seems to be less buggy than others and cheaper than others. That's how I choose these, is which one is going to be the easiest user experience at the least amount of money for students. That will pair with our textbook, and this one does. So when you first log into it, you're going to see nothing because it always defaults to in-class activities. Like, we're not using in-class activities. We're just using the homework functionality. So you click on homework and then you should see a list of homework assignments once I make them. And once they're completed, they'll look green. This will be once you get past the deadline, not whether or not you've actually completed it. Or if it's it'll be yellow if it's incomplete and past the deadline. And these will move around and I have like no control over their order apparently. So sometimes you got to scroll and look for what you're looking for. But here is our homework site. So that is our Canvas page. That is also our homework system and our lectures. Let me know if you have any questions about how to do anything in Canvas, or how to find anything. You can always search in files. It's kind of a pile of stuff organized in a way that makes sense to my brain, but may not make sense to your brain. So always drop me an email if there's something that you cannot find.